Call me poor, call me broke, I don't care. I will never spend money on designer clothes, and you shouldn't either. Unless you want to invite me to the Met Gala, then I'll roll up in some, like, Schiaparelli or something. My name is Dakota Sage, welcome to my channel. My topic today is basically just me ranting about how much I hate designer brands. Let's get started. I genuinely have beef with designer brands because I just don't understand. Macklemore said that Gucci t-shirts are $50 and that bitch lied. These shirts are almost $600. Who is buying this? Like, I really love the Chanel tweed sets, so I decided to go on Chanel.com and dream about this cute outfit that I assumed was gonna be like $1,000 in total. No, those motherfuckers are like $6,000 for each piece. Am I the only person that thinks that that's crazy? I could not justify spending that much on an outfit regardless of how rich I was. My grandmother always said you can buy a $10 bottle of wine and you can buy a $100 bottle of wine. And while the $100 bottle is going to be better than the $10 bottle, it's not going to be 10 times better. And you're going to get drunk either way, so it doesn't matter. And people will argue that designer clothes are a better quality. Better quality than what? Better quality than Walmart? Yes. Better quality than Ralph Lauren or other high-end retail stores? No. And Ralph Lauren is expensive as well, but buying a $150 sweater is a lot different than buying a $3,000 sweater, especially when the quality is pretty much the same. Payless literally did a marketing campaign where they convinced people that the shoes they were selling were from a luxury brand, and these people had no idea. They were talking about how high quality everything was, how, oh, this was such an exclusive store, and then they found out it was Payless. It was pretty funny, actually.
Welcome to Palessi.
Palessi is just such high quality, high fashion. It's taking your shoe game like up to the next level.
It's like very, European, very, upscale.
The guests at the Palessi grand opening party had no idea any of these shoes were from Payless.
For me to experience this as an Italian designer is amazing.
I could definitely wear this to like a Met Gala dinner.
Just think it's so unique.
We'll definitely spend $295 on a pump like this.
I would pay like $300-400 for these shoes for sure. I'd probably spend about $500 on this.
Honestly, the campaign didn't make Payless seem high quality as much as it exposed and humiliated people willing to buy designer brands. Prices of designer items just make me like irrationally angry. And no, you know what? My anger is justified, because what the hell? And worse than the actual price itself is how people treat designer brands. Overt displays of wealth have been around for pretty much all of human history, but at least when they displayed their wealth, they wore outfits like this and not like this. That is objectively ugly. The culture back then is similar to how it is today, whereas showcasing the amount of money you have makes you seem more valuable to society. But the difference is, now we live in a flex culture. No longer are designer items and superiority complexes exclusive to the upper class. Anybody can be a pretentious asshole now, especially on social media. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Social media is fake. And I hate influencers. We have this magical thing in the United States called buying on credit, where basically instead of paying with money that you actually have, the credit card company pays for your purchase and then you promise to pay them back. If you fail to make the payment at the end of the month, you'll be fined and your credit score will decrease. But because of credit, somebody with 50 cents in their bank account can walk into a store, buy a $10,000 handbag, snap a couple pictures for Instagram, and then return it. And maybe worse is that a lot of these influencers running these schemes end up with a ton of followers and then get brand deals and make money anyway. Or better yet, a lot of these self-made influencers had millions of dollars worth of daddy's money in the bank before they ever even posted a picture. But back to the actual designer items themselves, a lot of people do feel inferior because they don't have these items. Part of it is that they're jealous that they don't have the financial stability to be able to afford these things, and the other part of it is that they want to buy these things just to be liked and included. The harsh reality is, people are going to judge others on the way that they look. So if you're wearing a lot of designer clothes, people are going to assume that you're more classy and luxurious as well. And nobody wants to be thought of as worthless, and designer items are kind of seen as a quick fix for this. So a lot of people fall into the trap of only thinking that they have worth if they have some way to prove it. It's all just another way that these brands are using your insecurities to sell products. And definitely much worse than people following this type of thinking are people that are perpetuating it. Very few things bother me as much as when people just assume that they're better than others. And people oftentimes flex these designer brands just to make themselves seem superior. They buy these things and post these pictures solely to devalue other people. I talk about the Kardashians all the time, but one thing that they always do is send people conflicting messages. They post their private jets, Birkins, and Met Gala outfits to try to prove to everyone how rich and untouchable they are, and then they go on their reality show and try to convince everyone that they're just like everybody else. And I don't condone bullying, but when all you do on social media is brag about how you're richer, prettier, and more successful than the common folk, you can't be upset when that comes back to bite you in the ass.
So numb to people talking about my looks at this point, and I just want to know why on the internet no one says anything or think that it's okay.
Well, I think that's a general thing with our family. We're dehumanized. Like, they don't think that there's any rules with us, whereas like if you talked the same way you do about us about any other woman, people would come to their defense all day long. But for some reason with us, it's like they don't think we have any feeling.
There's a lot to say about why Kylie Jenner felt like she needed all these cosmetic procedures in the first place, but she used them to devalue others and is now upset that people woke up to her lies. And I don't think that Kylie is a bad person. I actually think that she's just too soft to work in the industry that she does. And she's also just super out of touch with the average person. But regardless of how hurt she is, she hurt people too, and it seems like she just doesn't realize that. Lesson is, don't break the bank trying to prove how valuable you are, because in reality, it really doesn't mean anything. Me personally, I know that someone wearing designer items does not make them better than me, and not even because of the whole money isn't everything, it's what's inside that counts. No. They're not better than me because they're the dipshit that spent $5,000 on a sweatshirt and I'm not. But I do understand why people would fall into the trap of wanting to buy designer items. But it's true that not having money does not lessen your moral value. Likewise, just because you have money does not make you a better person. And if you have money, the people that care about you shouldn't care about you because you have money. They should care about you because of who you are. Real friends will have lunch with you at a McDonald's just as happily as at a Michelin star restaurant. And if they won't, drop those bitches and get a McFlurry by yourself. But that's it for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, have a great rest of your day.